First off, I want to thank the brave men and women who work behind the wall. I want to thank them on a national level because their job goes unrecognized.
How do they try to turn a guard?
Well, correctional officer. Sorry, I apologize. But correctional officer.
How you guys doing today? It's Anthony Gangi, host of Chair Talk. Someone asked me a great question through my email. And the question is, Gangi, what motivates you to stay in this profession? And I believe the way the person's asking this question, the person may be going through some hard times. And there's a part of them that wants to stay, but maybe they're getting the push or the pressure just to kind of give up and go. So I had to look into myself first. So that's definitely always going to be a great question when it forces me to kind of be introspective. But it also is a great question to give out to you guys, not only to hear, but also to compliment and add to the video, to comment, which is always appreciated. So when we come back from our sponsor, I want to talk about motivation, and then maybe a little bit more specific to me and what motivates me to remain in this profession. But as always, guys, the show is Chair Talk. If you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell is going to notify you every time I post up a video. And when we come back from our sponsors, we're going to talk about motivation.
I wanted to attend a university that had an intelligence program. I wanted to look at problems different. I wanted to increase my critical thinking abilities. AMU offered those avenues to expand. Obtaining your degree as an adult, you're actually paying yourself and investing in yourself. You can't put a dollar on it, it's priceless. It's something that can never be taken away from you.
American Military University. Learn from the leader.
Thank you guys for listening to our sponsor. You know, motivation is a powerful thing. It is. Because you have motivation that may be external, stuff that you have no control of. But then you also have motivators that you do have control of. And for me, what motivates me is the things I do have control of, because those are the things that are going to hold me through the toughest times in this career of corrections. Because we will hit some troubled waters in this profession. And that's when that external motivators, they don't really help us. What helps us are the motivators that we have control of, that are based on a belief in what we do. Basically, it answers the why of why we're in this profession. You know, a lot of people that are in this career just for the external incentive, you're going to be weird thin, you're going to have the wrong motivation, and then when times are tough, you're going to look to leave. And that may not be the right mindset to have. The right mindset to have may be that when times are tough, you should look for reasons to stay. And that really comes with a core belief in what you do, because that should never change. You know, it's answering the why in what you do. And that will get you through that troubled water. I think for me, what motivates me is I found a purpose in what I do that can't be taken away. Not even in the worst of times. So I'm able to reinforce that purpose when I feel like I just want to leave. When I feel like I'm done with this profession. Oh my God, the pressure. I can't do it anymore. Well, for me, I was able to find a motivation that I actually have control of. So I think that helps me find the positivity amongst the negativity, but it also helps me to get the message out there, to do a show like this. Because when everybody's looking to reinforce the negative, well, here comes Gangi, we're looking for something positive, because there are some people that just can't leave the profession. And the last thing they need is a naysayer. The last thing they need is someone to reinforce the negativity, because that makes the person further feel trapped. What they need is someone to say, okay, listen, I know you're going through this, but with that said, there's got to be something you do have control of. A motivation that is pure, that's internal. You know, and when you have that control, you're less likely to look for the negative, because you have something to fall back on that you are in control of. And again, that's not so easily done. So it's a lot of work, and you have to be willing to commit yourself to that work. But trust me, it's worth it, because it's long lasting. It's not short term. It's to kind of help you survive the long game. Long game in any career, actually. Because that's true. You know, when I interact with officers and when they're getting closer to the end of their career and they're getting ready to retire, it's funny how their motivations change a little bit. I'll say, hey, so did you get what you wanted to do out of this career? And at first they'll be like, well, Gangi, you know, what I wanted was a house, a career that had a good, you know, that could provide you with good financial stability. I wanted to raise a family. I wanted to do all these good things. But then I said, well, how do you look at it now? I wanted to have an impact, Gangi, as my career progressed because I achieved those goals. So I needed to find a goal, you know, that hits home with me. So it turns out you have these officers that actually are very proud of themselves for having whatever positive impact they were able to have in the environment, whether it's with staff, whether it's with the population, but they found their worth. They found their why. And that worth gave them a belief. And that belief cannot be taken. That's the key. For me, that's, again, my motivation, the belief in what I do, the belief in why I do it. And you can't take that away. Trust me, because I'm going to fight for that. And the only way someone can take it away from me, because there may be people that can argue that, is because you give it to them. Don't give it to them. Fight to keep it, because that's all you have. Literally, that's all you have that's going to help you throughout this career. Again, especially through the hard times. So it's that belief in what you do. So you should ask yourself that. Why are you in this profession? And find motivation that you have control of. Find motivation that you believe in. Because when you work with other people who believe the same belief, you get trust amongst each other. It's an unshakable ground, a great foundation. And that will help further you in the profession. That will help further you as an individual. Because for me, I believe corrections made me a better person, but that's my belief based on my experiences. People could argue that all day, but I know who I am, I know who I was, and I know what this career has given me based on my experiences and how I interpreted those experiences. So that answer is my answer. It taught me a lot. And when I talk about having the right motivations, I'm talking about motivations that, did I do the best to complete the goals I have in this career? Did I do the best to complete the goals I have in my life? I always ask myself, did I do the best? Because that's on me. Did I do the best? And I'm not looking for excuses as to why I didn't do the best. I want to ask myself, did I do the best? And if not, do I have to go back at it and try it again? I motivate myself based on what I have control of. So I guess for the person who asked that question, who could be going through these tough times, here's my answer to you. Find the motivation that nobody can touch. Dig hard and let that motivation carry you throughout this career, even through the toughest of times, because that motivation will only be touchable to you. You should protect that motivation and make that untouchable to anybody else. I've done that. And that sense of control, also that sense of worth that motivation brings me, has carried me through so much of this profession, the positive and the negative. And it will continue to do so till I retire. It does it for Here Talk. But I'm very curious what your thoughts are. Love to see what your positive motivations are. Hopefully they're motivations that you have control of. But again, personal motivations lead to self-growth, self-worth, a defining mission that nobody can take from you. That's a great way to survive this profession. A great way to survive any profession. All right, guys, as you know, the show is Here Talk. If you haven't, please subscribe, interact, engage, comment, hit that bell. That bell is going to notify you every time I post a video. Stay safe.